What's up, Rockstars? Welcome to a very, very important news video. This is a deep dive into a company that has scammed all of its backers, lied to them, and I've lied to them for years. In fact, it's about two of them because I'm sick and tired of sitting on this and knowing that it's an issue. And everybody says it's an issue, yet nobody of any kind of audience really ever speaks out about it. And it's kind of annoying. Other companies don't mention it, even though it's hurting them. People with the platform don't, because they don't want to speak badly about other companies, or it's just not popular. I'm not sure exactly why, but I'm a little sick of it. I'm a little peed off right now, and yeah, let's talk about it. All right, so this can quickly get highly negative because nothing about what I'm about to say is positive, and there's not even like a glimmer of a good thing in this. In fact, the more you learn about it, it gets worse. The amount of money moving hands, the amount of self-paid lying, manipulation, it's all here. And I don't want to have that solely. Into the AM, today's sponsor, a fantastic brand, makes shirts just like this and more. You guys see me in them all the time, the graphic tees. True story today. So this is just what I was wearing. Had to do some interviews today. Met some great people. It was really nice to interview them, of course. But wanted to obviously look a bit sharp. So into the AM shirt, here I come. Went shopping, came home. Let me tell you, parked a little too close to the garage door. Totally did. So what do? I snagged the garage door with my shirt. Do you see any rip? Nothing. Looks great. Still fits great. Looks great. No problem at all. Quality stuff. Into the AM makes fantastic apparel. I have their jeans. I have their shorts. I have their button-up shirts, their polos, their graphic tees. They're all amazing. And right now, you can save an additional 10% with the code below. But that's an additional on top of the 80% off clearance limited time sale. I'm not going to go into this too much. I know I've already been talking about it because I want to tell you a real story. But everything. There's just so much stuff. It's all great. You should check it out. Link down in the description below. 80% off clearance sale. This is a sale that's going out very, very soon here. So do please check it down in the link below. Get into that sale. It's a great price. Great time to get some quality stuff. Honestly, even if it's just the 10% off from the code, fantastic. But putting that on top of a sale, even better. Highly recommended. Into the AM. Thank you for being a sponsor of today's video. Let's get into it. All right. So this is Adventures in Neverland. I covered this long ago because I do news videos where I cover all the board games that look kind of interesting or that you might like. Because, hey, it's pirates. It's kind of cool. I didn't speak a lot about it. It wasn't something that was like huge for me, but it's got some minis. It's got some more unique art style in some of it. It's Peter Pan themed. There's a lot going on good for it. It's by Black Box Adventures. They had done 3 other games before this. They all seem to be doing pretty good. And this one did really well. 892 guys, I'm going to be mentioning some numbers here because we have bank account statements, but until then, 4,892 backers pledged 501,000 euros. Now that's just here. That's not including the pledge manager that just closed like as of I don't know, a year and a half-ish ago or so. So yeah, either way, made even more than that, did quite well. Estimated delivery March 2021. So this was, not only was this done, but it's about ready to go, right? This didn't launch really around COVID, and so there's not a lot of time frame there where it was going to do pretty okay, right? Delivered by 2021 sounds great. Well, they just released a bald-faced lie. I mean, an update. Let's read the update. June update, June 13th, 2025. It is with a heavy heart that we share this update. Despite overcoming many challenges along the way, we now face a final and unforeseen setback. One of our key collaborators responsible for translating, publishing, and distributing the game into 2 languages has suddenly decided to step away from the project. Unfortunately, this decision makes it impossible for us to deliver the game as promised, and it marks the end to our adventure. I'll do it word for word. Yeah, sorry, nobody's getting their game. I know it's 2025 now. We said we'd be done in 2021. 5 years, why not? Because, again, the launch was going to deliver in 2021, the launch even before that. So even after Kickstarter, so after like all that art asset that you saw, all that was done and stuff, still 5 years out, no game. And you know what now? Nobody will ever get their game. It's all gone. Now, they are going to be looking into doing refunds, so they promise. But just note, it won't be a full refund, as a lot of costs have already been made. I get it. It happens, right? It's just unfortunate. Unfortunate that there was nothing they could have done. Except maybe tell the truth. I guess they couldn't have done that either. So, let's go in and... there's two sides to every story. Let's read what this key collaborator has to say. Because they mentioned it. Because people were like, what the heck? Yeah, let's see. Here is Two Tomatoes Games newsletter. Now, it is not in English. I apologize for that, but I will provide a translation. That being said, everything is linked down in the description below, but I will read to you exactly what they said in their newsletter. Thank God for web versions of newsletters so I can actually see what the heck's going on. So, I'm going to pull this up real quick. All right. Their update reads, translated, "Hello, today we have some bad news to communicate. We must give up on the Kickstarter project of Adventures in Neverland from the company Black Box Adventures. As you know, our company has supported our other companies on multiple occasions to develop their products in Spanish and French, and therefore, we know that it is difficult to publish games. We are always open to collaborate, but unfortunately, the Black Box Adventure companies has stopped responding to all communication with us for months. Despite working on the layout and translation of the game, the company has simply stopped responding, and they have broken clauses of our collaboration contract. This is not an isolated event. There are some media outlets that have evidence of this situation. More on that soon. It gets worse. For this reason, we have decided to cancel the collaboration with Black Box Adventures. Although our work has not been paid, we prefer to make this decision out of a matter of responsibility and transparency with our community. Backers who chose the product in Spanish and or French who want to clarify their situation and or request financial compensation should contact Black Adventure Games directly at BAS or Bass, that's the CEO, more on him later, at blackboxadventures.com. Failing that, they can contact Black Box Adventures directly via the Kickstarter to mediate the situation. Two Tomatoes Games does not have any monetary compensation from Black Box Adventures on the backers, nor have we received any financial compensation for this collaboration. Our responsibility has been referred only to carrying out the joint edition, which has not been able to materialize due to the lack of commitment and seriousness of Black Box Adventures. I love the term seriousness. A little bit more on that later too. We know that this situation is very uncomfortable for all the backers of the project. For us, it is also, as we understand their frustration. We are truly sorry for what happened, but we have exhausted all possible options. Ate, Two Tomatoes Games. Okay. I'm going to read their update, Black Box Adventures update, one more time. It is with a heavy heart that we share this update. Despite overcoming many challenges along the way, we now face a final and unforeseen setback. One of our key collaborators responsible for translating, publishing, and distributing the game into 2 languages has suddenly decided to step away from the project. Unfortunately, this decision makes it impossible for us to deliver the game as promised and marks an end to our adventure. The spin on that is interesting. I will tell you one thing. Just based off those two, I can tell which one's being a bit more transparent, right? Another fun thing is we would refund it all, but a lot of costs have been made when this company is saying they actually didn't receive a dime. But maybe the cost went elsewhere. Maybe. And there was something about other media kind of covering that. So, this was their last update in November, right? November 2024. They do an update almost every month. It's about this. It's kind of meaningless. Where it talks about how, hey, extra printing plates are being manufactured to ensure the print quality of the small text stays crisp throughout the printing, and we're actually doing this and doing that. Sounds amazing, right? This kind of stuff strung people along all the way up to this June update saying, oh, actually, it's not a thing. They don't have images. It's just text. No real physical product is seen. Kind of sus. All right. I'm going to link down this below. It is all in German. I believe it's German. By Boos, Boos. And he kind of specializes in taking somebody who like reports like, hey, my landlord's being bad. This Kickstarter guy took all of my money, didn't deliver a game, right? All that sort of stuff. And then like investigates and tries to get down to the bottom of it and tries to get financial statements, interview people, stuff like that. And he actually does. This right here, Bass. There he is. Fantastic. Actually got to actually talk to him. Got financial statements even. Does this whole thing. This is a 43-minute, 50-second video. It is a thrilling watch. You can link down below. Put on those closed captions if you don't speak the language. So I just put on mute and just read it. Fantastic. Riveting stuff. They meet up with him. They talk about it. He doesn't know anything. As apparently the CEO doesn't. I don't know, just whatever the accountant says. And the accountant says, pay me a lot. So let's talk some numbers. What's been going on? And then I'm going to follow up with some opinion. And then I'm going to follow up on another company that has been doing the same thing that you guys have been asking about for a while. And it's about time I talk about it. Okay, so note that all of these numbers are 11 months old. This video is from 11 months ago, right? So all the numbers that he shares, all the financial information he gets, all that kind of stuff, again, a year ago. Now, again, still just tiny little text updates, no actual images of anything real, and suddenly, oh, hey, we can't do anything. We'll give you a partial refund maybe, and we'll see if that even materializes. So, all right, what's going on? Well, this guy and his business partner decided to make a holding company, each for themselves, and put money into there as a kind of a management fee. So his buddy, his business partner, gets €800 a month as a business partner. That's a total of, since 2022, 11 months ago, $34,485. This guy here that we're looking at right now, the one in the like cool colored sweater shirt thing. I don't know what the heck that is. Anyway, let's go with the guy on the left. Puts €5,000 a month for a management fee into his own private holding. That's a total of €225,614, by the way, is what it ended up being. And then he gets a salary out of that of €2,000 a month, roughly. He didn't have exact numbers on anything. It's amazing how much you cannot know as being the CEO of your company. But either way, about half of the 5,000 he is being paid to him as a salary through that. Now, you might think, well, okay, that kind of makes sense because he's working really hard, right? Like I said, their best efforts. They put a lot of work into this. 2 days a week, sending some email. Literally, that's it. Literally, that's what he admits to doing. That's what he's doing. That's what he is taking €5,000 a month for in his management fee. Now, he talks about how, like, hey, we can't just deliver refunds or anything like that because we need that $500,000 to manufacture the game. They don't have the profit margin to do that. But apparently over the last few years, there was enough profit margin for $255,614 to go over to him. Just him, not including his buddy. So the profit margin seems pretty nice, considering just before they were saying they were still going to be able to do it. Now, that $500,000 is a little short too, right? So what does that equal, right? More came in the pledge manager. In fact, the total, again, as of 11 months ago, was €718,146 and 56 whatever parts of a euro that is. Cents? I don't know. Whatever. 0.56 euro. Yeah, 718,000. That's after Kickstarter fees, by the way. After that. Now, like you said, right? Going back to this this update here. They have a lot of costs. Well, luckily we got bank statements, right? And the bank statements, I'm going to go back to here so you can take a look at them while I talk about them. The bank statements here total €126,546 spent to various companies for manufacturing, stuff like that. As of 11 months ago, the last money towards manufacturing was 2022. So if early on, you put €126,000 into this, and then you pay yourself $240,000, a lot of the costs are you paying yourself for emails 2 days out of the week. Now, a lot of excuses are given, right? A lot of them are. Been saying that they've been in final production for a while. He gets called out on this. You said final production right here. Oh, well, that's probably poor wording. I meant the digital files are ready. Every update has some excuse. There's always some excuse with no images, no video, no nothing, right? It's always, oh, the miniatures are damaged, or, oh, we need more molds, or, oh, the playmat needs to be fixed for 6 months straight, or, oh, I haven't been able to contact the manufacturer. By the way, their manufacturer is Long Pack Games. You could call them and get an answer. It's very easy. They're a very professional company that work with tons of games. They get contacted all the time. Again, you could contact them. If you're in contract with them, you can contact them. I've worked with companies that use Long Pack, and often Long Pack gets back to them quicker than I do. Long Pack is a very good manufacturer. You're totally fine. They didn't get this big in the industry because they suck at communication. Okay, just not the case. So obviously that's not the case. No, he never even thought of, I don't know, visiting. $700,000. If I can't get a hold of them, I'll just send some emails. In this video, he gets on a FaceTime with one of the backers who's complaining, and he's telling him, like, hey, I haven't been able to get a communication. And the guy's like, we're FaceTiming right now. This is 2024 at the time of the video. Just, like, call them. like, it's not hard. It is if you're actively not doing anything and just making easy money, right? Kind of unfortunate, but that's kind of where it is. Just excuse after excuse after excuse. Nothing burger after nothing burger. Empty updates full of meaningless information and no real hard data of, hey, I worked on this for a month to get this out to you. It's always, oh yeah, you know how like all these companies and all these times I cover these, because I do this all the time, by the way. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. You can get videos just like this, plus actually really great games showcased that at least I'm enjoying, and the companies seem to be legitimate, or I try not to work with them, obviously. I can't control other people's bad actions too much, but either way, I always try to bring you guys some good content. They always do these empty updates where they're just stringing you along, right? And you know it, and they know it, but they're doing the monthly update to appease the crowdfunding campaign, so it looks like they're doing okay, right? Yeah, this is all excuses, and they're all terrible, right? All right, so final production, obviously bogus. €220,000 sounds like a nice thing for not really a lot of work. And now nobody gets their game, right? This is unfortunate. It really is, because it hurts the entire industry. And sadly, there are other companies like this. And sadly, the industry continues to support them. Whether it's like instead of like embargoing and shunning these companies because they can still bring in money, right? Kickstarter made 54,000, I think it was 54, 34,000, something like that. Either way, they made a percentage off of that 500,000 initially raised. Kickstarter made money long ago. They don't care, right? GameFound cares a little bit more. I have a little bit of an update for their response on this other company, which is kind of nice. But at the same time, it is really hard because I know these companies still interact with other companies. And it's like, it's okay. They don't even realize the poison pill they're swallowing, not even just being associated with this company, not even just hosting this company, not even just adding legitimacy to these companies. But if it's so obvious it's a bad apple, that everybody is saying that, and the companies continue to operate, the only reason to continue to operate like that is for money, which obviously there's quite a lot of. He can claim, and devs say this a lot, oh, there's no margin, it's super tight. At the same time, I'm able to spend $14,000 on a booth at Essen Spiel, and I'm able to stay in the hotel and eat out and do all this stuff. But it's really tight. I mean, I'm making a whole living off of this, and it's not even a hobby anymore. And actually, we have a whole bunch of employees, but it's really tight. It can't be both, right? So that holding company with the 240-ish thousand euro that he has, he says it's to invest in the company's future. But they can't even produce a game, and he's still taking money for 4 years, 5 years off the top of it for like no work. So, yeah, they're willing to say what they want to say to make it sound the way they want to sound. It's why you get the update like, oh, hey, it's not our fault. Just a company pulled out. I mean, I've ignored their emails for months and haven't even worked on this project in a long time. But yeah, sadly, that means you don't get your game. It's all a joke. It's all a joke. Your refund's probably going to be a joke too. If somebody's willing to do this for this long and put these kinds of spin on it to make it seem like they're innocent or they don't know what they're doing and they're the innocent victim here and I'm just doing what the accountant says, it's all BS. And you know it too. I know it too. And I'm willing to say it publicly. It's BS. That's all it is. It's obvious. If your argument as the CEO of a company is, I'm inept or I'm a liar, and you're banking on the inept part, probably not the best defense. Probably not the one you want to go to. Which is why when Booth interviews him, he's like, obviously you can't solve this problem. You can't solve any of this. You don't know anything. Hire somebody else with all this money, this management fee that you're taking. Why are you paying yourself if you can't even do anything? If you have nothing but excuses for everything. Okay. And again, these updates are a joke. Notice how there is no real information here. So, it's time to talk about Lazy Squire Games. The other BSer in the room. This is probably the largest one around right now. There are some others that have struggled that are really small. And honestly, even like compared to this, even this Adventures in Neverland one, right? Fairly small. Lazy Squire Games, Storm Thunder, Levon Rising, Wild Ascent, millions of bucks, right? Here, what 816,000 and out of 4,000 backers, that's just this campaign, not including the mini pledge manager that's been going on for forever and took in money for a long time, not including Wild Ascent, Levon Rising, right, which made a whole bunch as well over on GameFound after they couldn't get any more on Kickstarter, so they hightailed it to GameFound to try and get money there as well before piecing out. This company constantly works with other companies, helping with their art, their campaigns, their projects, all of that, except actually doing anything with their game. Storm Thunder has delivered exactly zero, and it was due out March 2022. Right? Sound familiar? Maybe there's more similarities. Here's an update from them. This is their latest one on May 30th. They do one every month. Sound familiar? It has no real images. It has renders that have been done for years and art that has been done. Nothing real. No physical cards, no physical miniatures, no talk about any actual development work, just nonsense. And they've been doing this for years. This is a little bit prettier because it's got some images, right? So this guy didn't do it as well. He should have included some images of the URC on the campaign page. It's the same thing. Lazy Squire Games is not going to get your game. I guarantee they have these private holdings and this stuff the accountants told them. And, I'm taking a management fee and all this other garbage, right? Every time I talk to these companies, every time I talk to their creators, all they have is excuses and idiotic excuses at that. When I spoke to another developer at one point and they hadn't delivered their game, and I'm like, I don't know if you're going to deliver this one. And now you've made all this profit. They're like, no, we've made no profit. And like, if your excuse, like I said, the inept or like if your excuse is, I can't run a business and make money, we don't make profit, that's BS. I do this full time, but I don't take a paycheck. So you like the bank just like gave you the house? Like, that's awful nice of them. I have like electric bills and stuff, but I guess you don't have to make money to pay. No, it's BS. It's all excuses. That's all it is. They'll just bald-faced lie to you, spin things. Oh, I'm getting a management fee. I'm not paying myself a dime. Oh, I have this holding company for the company that I'm not going to deliver anything on, and then invest in that company that makes nothing. It's BS. They're just lying to you. And the longer they can do this, the longer they can pretend to be a company, the longer they can get money. Whether it's from you, whether it's from other schmucks in the game industry that fall for it, that want to get like, interact with these idiots for some reason. I don't know. It's gross. It's gross. This is why every time I see an ounce of art style from Lazy Squire Games, I want nothing to do with that company. I want nothing to do with that group. I want nothing to do with that campaign. I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care. You're going to have to leave the industry. I don't care if you feel like you're innocent, right? If you want to spin it on, I'm not related or this or that, or it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't. This is now synonymous with a lie. And the problem is when you have enough of these things that are synonymous with a lie, with a take your money and lie for years, with a pay yourself 240,000 euro and then tell me that there were a lot of expenses when it was to you. It kills the industry. It hurts the industry more and more every time this happens. Come on now. We don't know if we're going to get any game from Come On again. They fired all of their, or laid off, or whatever European term you want to throw on it, right? Reductions or whatever junk. Less people are working there now for their creatives. So they can't even make games anymore. Hopefully they just manufacture the ones they have. But they're selling all their IP. Hopefully it's enough to cover it, because otherwise, are they getting the revenue stream? Can they actually even manufacture all these and deliver it? They have like 15 games due. The industry is dying, and nobody's standing up to call these companies out, to shun them away, to push them away, to say, you know what? We are not them. And I'm going to be overt about it. Instead, I'm just going to hope you realize, you the consumer, you the backer, that guy that's getting 800 euro a month from Adventures in Neverland had a talk with some students in university, and he explained Kickstarter. And one of the lines he said was, it's kind of like where you do a pre-order, except the customers have no rights. And so if you're a bad actor, you could just take the money and deliver them nothing. That's almost word for word what he said in the CC translation that I saw of what he said. Sounds like that's what you did. Unfortunate. Because he's right. You don't really have a lot of rights. I don't really have a lot of rights. That's just kind of how it works. And they know it. And they're willing to lie and spin and manipulate and excuse and pity party and make up companies and other companies that own other companies and are holdings for other LLCs and all this other spin that they can do, move money around, but it still ends up in their pocket. Certainly doesn't end up on your game table. I can tell you that much. Okay, I know this is negative. I get it. I'm trying not to get like super emotional or anything like that. It is kind of hard because obviously I'm passionate about this, or I wouldn't run a whole YouTube channel on this stuff, right? Obviously. I love the industry. I love all the awesome games I've gotten from all the cool companies. There's a lot of great games and great companies out there. And the fact that this hurts it, the fact that this video hurts it more, the fact that these companies hurt it more, sucks. But it's important that we call out what it is, what's going on. And bad actors should be spoken up to. If you're acting in a negative way and you're hurting other people's enjoyment of something, you should say that. If you're at a game table, right, and somebody is just completely rude to another person at the game table, right? You have a friend, you play with them all the time, you're best buddies. He invites one of his friends, and that guy's friend starts insulting your spouse. You'd say something. right? You're like, dude, I'm trying to enjoy this board game, and you come to my house and make it a mess. How can I enjoy this with you here? That's what this company's doing. That's what these companies are doing. It's what Lazy Squire Games is doing. It's ruining your hobby. It's ruining for you. It's ruining it for the other people in the industry. It's ruining the industry's trust, which on crowdfunding is literally all you have is trust. So I'm calling it out here and now. It's dumb. Don't put up with it. Call it out. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to ignore it because it's unpopular or because it'll make people upset or because it's a negative video. They're acting up. They're lying to us. They deserve to be called out. So anyway, guys, look. All that to say, Into the AM, save 10%, link down description below. Thank you for the sponsorship. Thank you to my patrons, to my YouTube members. It is because of you guys, or you guys that are commenting, liking, sharing, just watching the video all the way through. All that, it literally helps me be as independent as I am. So I can say these things. I'm not so reliant on the next prototype shipped to me that if the company does something bad, I won't say anything. It's because of your guys' support. Thank you so much for supporting what it is you consume, whether it's my channel, somebody else's channel. It's kind of like the crowdfunding thing. It's hard to make enough without doing a whole lot of deals, which some companies do, or some channels do, and that's a legitimate way to go about it. I don't. I tend to actually balance a lot more on the community supporting it. And so thank you so much for being here. Again, if you have not subscribed, please do. I will have a review coming out soon. I'll have several. I have an unboxing coming out soon. Tekken is showing up, so I'm going to be covering that, of course. There's a new cool one that looks just like freaking Diablo. I'm excited to share about. My voice is going out. I've been talking too much anyway, so I'm going to grab a drink. I'm going to edit this video. I'm going to post it for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Guys, thanks so much. Take care.